Hey everybody, I just decided I would go ahead and shoot a little bit of video here real quickly. I just put a big old Ramshorn Snail in a tank for Butterbean here. I'm trying to zoom in. I'm using my phone here. This is real spur of the moment. I don't have my good camera, so I'm trying to get my phone zoomed in. Again, nothing really particular on my mind. You can see the snails right there at the base of that rock, and Butterbean's a little cautious because he sees me with my phone here. It's really strange. He doesn't seem to mind my other camera. It's only my phone. I don't know if maybe it's the color. I don't know if these animals have color vision or not. But he gets really... You can tell he's paying more attention to me than he is the snail. They have those independently sprung eyes, so he can be looking at me with one eye and looking at the snail with the other. There he goes. He's got to find that opening where the flesh is, and then he goes in for the kill, and he basically hits it so hard he sucks the meat out of it. This is a pretty big one, though, so I don't think he's going to be able to get the meat all out at once. He might have to break the shell up or crush the shell up a little bit to get to it. And I'm hoping this isn't coming out too grainy from being zoomed in and at the distance I'm at. See, he's still a little nervous about me sitting here with this camera. I don't know what it is. After all the years I've had him, you'd think he'd be used to this phone by now. I've been using the same phone for 3 years. He really doesn't know what to make of these larger Ramshorn snails. The little pond snails, he just picks them up and eats them like they're, a snack cracker. The Ramshorn are a little bit bigger, and I don't think he can just eat the shells the way he does with those small pond snails, so he actually has to sort of extract the meat out from the body of the shell, and that's why if you actually look around the tail, you can see underneath his tail right now, that big white thing is an empty shell, and there's another one in the back corner of the tank underneath the end of the heater. You can see that's remains of a shell. There's quite a few of them here in the tank. I actually go through from time to time with my forceps and go in there and pick them out. See, I've still got a little bit of that red slime cyanobacteria in there. Can't tell if that's a piece of shell sticking out of his mouth or if it's a piece of meat, but he's definitely got something on his upper lip there. One thing I will point out, as you can tell how cautious he is when he eats, if you have this kind of fish, if you have a puffer like this in a tank with other fish, let's say you've got some, mollies or some platies or something like that in a tank, they will often outcompete the puffer. They're very aggressive feeders when they eat, but they're very cautious feeders in the sense that they take a while to decide, or at least that's been my experience, both with the dwarf pea puffers I had and with Butterbean here, the figure 8 puffer. Both of them are very cautious about what they ate, and they would certainly check it out thoroughly before they would eat it. Even if I throw bloodworms in there, they tend to really look at it and make sure it's something to eat. They circle around it a couple of times, and of course if you throw bloodworms in a tank that's got mollies and platies, you don't get a chance to circle around it a few times to find out whether it's worth eating. It's gone. So I gave up when I had those kinds of fish in this tank with him. I stopped feeding him those kinds of foods because he wouldn't get any of them. The mollies and everything would eat them, but he wouldn't. So that's when I resorted to feeding him almost entirely snails when I had those other fish in the tank. So anyway, I think he's done whatever he's going to do. So I will thank you for watching this one and ask you to go ahead and please subscribe. That way you don't miss anything. You never know what you're going to get with me. So thanks again for watching this one. I'll see you real soon in the next one.